back for session number 3 on networking. We've got interview expert consultant Ramon, networking king of Bauer Alejandro, who's everywhere. So, alright guys, in the first video we talked about why you should network, the purpose of networking. Let's be honest, you know you have to network to get your dream job. Second was strategy. The main thing we learned from that is make sure you have a plan. Plan out your networking. It's not something you just do. So now we're actually going to talk about more actionable, tactical, tangible things you can grab onto and actually start doing today and tomorrow. So we're basically going to say top 2 things to do in networking and the things you should not be doing. Essentially the mistakes that we see people networking. So we're going to start with Alejandro.
So I think the first and the most important thing you have to do is you have to dress appropriately for the event. Period. It's just because it's just a marketing. What 80% of the people just see the picture, and then out of that 80%, I think 10% just see the title, and then it's just a little percent that actually read the article. It's the same in a networking event. You have to look good for people to want to talk to you, right? Like if you're strategic, you're going to an event. Who are you going to talk with? The person who's in a suit or the person who's in a polo shirt, right? Like maybe in we know we shouldn't judge, but we do it automatically because it's just efficient to just go and talk to the person that looks best dressed. And again, best dressed is not with the most expensive clothes. It's just they fit, they look the part. So I think that's the most important thing. Like, and we learned it in a business communication class at Bauer. You're never gonna go wrong if you overdress, but underdressing can really hurt you. So be sure that you're at least pants, shirts, and a sports coat. And then the other most important thing is be ready to listen. A lot of people go practice their 30-second pitch, know what they're going to say, know what they're going to close, and they just like say it out to everybody. I think there's a study in Harvard that says like the most successful business persons and salespersons are the one that let the other person do 80 or 90% of the talking. Because you're going to learn about them, what are the pain points, how you can help them. So those would be the 2 most important things. Dress appropriately and be ready to listen. And the things that I see that people you shouldn't do is you shouldn't go without being prepared to know what's the next step, right? Like a lot of people just go to the event, connect, and that's it. How am I going to keep up this connection? It's just like, oh, LinkedIn, and that's it. They never talk again, and they just reach back when they need that job, or oh, this person works in the company. Let me just reach out, and that's fake, right? Like that's not what we're saying you should do. So you should be ready to listen, ask enough questions, so that you know enough about the person, so that you can keep their relationship going.
For me, just last week I was at a networking event, and someone approached me. There's 2 guys. One wasn't as bad as the other, but they showed up to me and said, "Hi, how are you?" And they started going through the resume. Like I didn't even catch their names, but they just went through the resume, and then they ended with like, "So, what do you do?" And so the both of them ended the same way. I said, "What do you do? And are you hiring?" Is what the second one. The one that was worse actually said that. So after just shaking my hand,
I'm already like
shaking my hand, going through his resume without me asking him about. I say, "Hi, how are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm so and so." Resume. What do you do? And are you hiring? And well, 2 things went wrong there. I'm not hiring, so he just wasted his time with me, like going through the whole spiel. And 2, I don't think I would recommend him to anyone who was hiring, because they left a bad impression to me, like almost a bad taste in my mouth, because of how they just came and told me everything. Like I don't have time for listening to everyone's resume, And
yeah, they're wasting your time.
Yeah, they're wasting my time. So I don't want to send it to a friend of mine. Say I'm not going to say, "Hey, would you hire this guy, or you should meet this guy," because they're probably going to do the same thing. So be courteous, and when you talk to people, remember you're talking to people. They're not just like some HR system or anything like that. You have to connect with them. And second, again, plan what you're going to do. A lot of people don't plan. They just show up and they say, "Well, I'm on a network," and I'm going to start talking to people and give them resumes. And like people, that's not how they like to be They don't like to connect with you. One other thing I really do tell people not to do is, or they should do, is that they never follow up. They go, and that used to be me when I was in college. I would go to these networking events. I would go to job fairs, and I had stacks, literally stacks of business cards. I didn't do anything with them, and they were just in a drawer. And I remember my mom even bought me a little box. I have a little box right there, and she put all these business cards. She's like, "What are you gonna do with them?" And I was like, "Oh well, I don't know. I connected with them like business cards." She said, "Well, are you gonna reach out to them? What's the point of getting these business cards?" And they kind of hit on me like, "Well, yeah, I got 100 business cards, but I'm not doing anything with them." So if you go to networking events, it's not just about going there and meeting people, but the follow through. If you're not doing that follow through, you just waste your time and their time. And the business cards, you're wasting. If you care about the environments, make those business cards work, because you're wasting paper. You're not using those numbers, those emails, to at least reach out to them through LinkedIn at the very least. But don't just get business cards and take them home. That's useless. Good points.
One thing I remember from your talk is that, in fact, if it's not a career fair, you shouldn't have resumes, right? Like, because you want to personalize it to the position and highlight your skills. And also think about it. How do you look? You're in an event. You have your portfolio and a bunch of resumes. How do you look? You look desperate. You look that you're looking for a job, and maybe somebody like you wants to avoid that person because they know probably that's what's going to happen. They're just going to tell you your resume. Are you hiring? And you want to avoid that. Even recruiters want to avoid that. So one thing I do, unless it's a career fair where they are going to ask for the resume, I try to not carry anything, because you look like you're hiring, right? Like you're in a suit, you don't have anything in your hands, you're not uncomfortable, or a bag. I see a lot of people going to events, a portfolio, a bag, and a bunch. They look messy, right? Like you're not organized. You didn't plan for this. Why do you have all this? So yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that, because that guy that went through the resume, when he approached me, I found a paper on the table, and I was reading through it. I was like, "Wow, this is someone's resume." That guy came, started talking to me. It turned out that was his resume. He had given that to other people, and I looked around the tables. People were leaving the resume behind. They didn't care. There's just some guy giving out resumes. They could hire, maybe they couldn't. It doesn't matter. Like, it was an unsolicited resume, and he wasted paper on the resumes, because again, no one was taking them home, especially not with that kind of approach. And he wasted his time. And he burned possible bridges he hadn't even had yet. But yeah, I was reading his resume, came to me, pitched me his resume, and lo and behold, he didn't get hired, or I didn't burn anyone, because I don't want them to burn me, especially not a complete stranger. So.
Okay, so don't burn your resume. Just start hitting it up. What's some quick tips? What are things people could do tomorrow to become a better networker? Like just simple steps.
I would say be friendly when you're approaching people. Have a nice handshake, body language. Again, you can be dressed to the nines, but if you're sitting like this or talking like this and looking at the ground with an angry face, people aren't gonna like you. Just plain and simple, they're just not gonna like you. So I would say work on your body language. That's the easiest thing you can do. You can do that tonight. You can also go to my website, Persuasive Interview. You can find the Charisma course, and that walks you through 3 days to get ready for the networking event. So that works really well.
And another thing I would say, try to be ready to provide value right away. One thing I do, if I'm going to a Perfanica event, let's say there's an event at Deloitte or a company or an event for people that want to go into consulting, I try to find out about other events in companies. Maybe it can be EY, PwC, because people that are in that event are probably going to be interested in that other event.
Right.
So I right away at the end, when I connect, are you going to be in this other event? You should go. This is valuable for you, depending on what I hear. So that's what I follow up on LinkedIn. Right away, I'm already giving value to them. So just be prepared, do your strategy, do your homework, and be prepared to add value and help somebody right there at the event.
I also want to add, Alejandro and I were talking about this earlier, is automatically have the mindset that networking's a long-term play. Odds are you get that great job tomorrow is probably not going to happen, but you can have body language, You can check out Ramon's website, Persuasive Interview. We'll have the link in the video notes. Alejandro said, add value immediately, follow up, but understand that it's gonna be long term. I'm a marketing consultant by trade. That's my company, and I know my best clients probably 2 years away, but I might have met them last week. So it's continuing that relationship. So I'd also say have that mindset that it's a long term play, long term.
That's correct.
So guys, we've kind of given you the perspective of why you should network, how, and what to do. As we finish up, what's the best way that people can connect with you?
You can look at my website, persuasiveinterview.com, or email me, ramon@persuasiveinterview.com.
Number 7, Alejandro.
Yeah, just go to LinkedIn, Alejandro Sanoja, or reach out to Matt at Your MBA Purpose webpage.
Alright guys, thank you so much, and hopefully we get some good networkers out of this, and they can find their dream job. Alright, thanks.
Good luck.